Hi folks, it's Shelly here from Taming Frenzy, and I wanted to pop in and talk to you about some ways that you can make some cheap and easy meals during this time. Now, whether it's because the world is a little topsy-turvy as it is right now, or just any time when you are looking to stretch your grocery budget to make your dollars go further, it's one of the places that we can save the most money is at the grocery store with our food dollar. Now, when we're looking to make cheap dinners, there are basically 5 main ingredients that we want to consider starting with. Rice, beans, potatoes, pasta, and bread. You can start with any of those particular starches, and to those you can make a variety of meals, whether those are casseroles, soups, or using your bread and things, sandwiches, okay? If you start with rice, pasta, or potatoes, you either want to start with those ingredients already cooked, or at least mostly cooked, or if you're starting with rice or beans, you want to make sure that you have added enough liquid to the dish that your rice and your beans will soak those up, since that is part of their cooking method. Now, to any of those things, you can add meat as a condiment. You can take a small amount of meat and stretch it by adding it to these. You can take a cream soup. You can take tomato sauce, diced tomatoes, things like that. You can take cheese if you can find it on sale and use those things as a sauce to make a binder. Now, your spices are very important. You do not have to have bland, yucky tasting food just because you're trying to have cheaper meals and stretch those budgets. So make sure you've got your spices in there spiced the way that your family likes to have. So once you've got your basic starch, rice, beans, potatoes, pasta, okay, and you've got in a little bit of meat if your family wants it, then go to your fridge and whatever kind of vegetables you've got, dice or chop those up, add those to it, and then you've got the basis for a casserole that can either be cooked in the oven or cooked in the skillet. Okay, it can be cooked in the skillet as well. You can also use these as the basis for soup, okay, and some great soups to make would be 9-bean soup, or frankly, whatever kind of soup, beans you've got, 5-bean soup, 3-bean soup. You can add a little bit of ham or bacon to that if you've got some in the freezer. You certainly don't have to. You want to add your spices to it. But making soups, whether it's bean soup, whether it's a vegetable soup, whether it's a garbage can soup. In one of my previous videos, I talked about ways that Grandma used to make meals out of scraps, and that was with her Depression era soup can. One of my readers responded that her mom always called it garbage can soup because it was made from scraps that otherwise were going to go in the garbage can. So garbage can soup is a way to make a cheap and easy meal from things that you already or ordinarily would have just thrown in the trash. Now, when you are talking about your breads also can be the basis of some quick and easy cheap meals. Whether this is bread that you have bought at the store, whether it's bread that you've bought at home, but you can use it as the basis for sandwiches. You can use it as the basis for breakfast foods. You can make homemade pizza dough and add whatever ingredients you've got. And homemade pizza dough is not hard to make. I've got a recipe over on the Taming Frenzy site. And then you add whatever toppings that you happen to have that your family tends to like. Lots cheaper than ordering takeout pizza, which frankly we're not really wanting to do right now, but a very easy way. And then let your family members fix their own pizza. Now, something else to keep in mind with your sandwiches is peanut butter. Peanut butter is a great source of protein, and if you've got any fruit around your house, especially any fruit that is beginning to get a little ripe and you're concerned about it getting eaten before it's time to throw it out, mush it up, smash it up with your potato masher or with a fork and add it to your peanut butter. At our house, one of our absolute favorites was peanut butter and bananas. Yeah, I know it probably sounds kind of strange, but it was Elvis Presley's favorite. But in addition to bananas, you can take a chopped apple, mash it up, mix that with the peanut butter. You can do the same thing if you've got strawberries or blueberries. Any kind of fruit, mash it up, stir it together with your peanut butter, and you've got a sandwich that is packed with protein, has some natural sweetness to it, and is very good and very cheap and easy for you. Now, some other cheap and easy meals. Beanie weenie is always cheap and easy. Beans and cornbread, and you can cook your beans in the crock pot or you can cook it up on the stove. Spaghetti with a meat sauce. Maybe not meatballs, but some meat in the sauce will stretch that meat and make it go further. Hot dogs, when you can find the hot dog weenies on a cheap price, is a good one, and kids like it. And then you can top it with whatever toppings you've got at your house. Again, all kinds of soups, all kinds of casseroles. Omelets, let's don't forget the breakfast stuff, whether it's a loaded scrambled egg or some kind of an omelet. Eggs are a great source of protein, and of course things like your cornbread, your loaf bread, biscuits and gravy. Those are some cheap and easy meals that you can rotate through to keep your family from getting bored with having the same thing all the time. They're quick and easy for you, and they stretch those grocery dollars. Now, if you like this video, if you found it helpful, please subscribe or click the like or share button. And over on the Taming Frenzy site, I have a meal planner over at my store that might help you as you're trying to plan out your weekly meals so you can make those grocery dollars go the fastest. Anyway, I hope that you have a great week, and in the meantime, go tame a little bit of your frenzy.